Imagine stepping into a place in Vietnam where the air is surprisingly cool, crisp even, a world away from the usual humidity. Here, vibrant flowers seem to bloom all year round, and the architecture, well, it might make you feel like you've stumbled into some forgotten corner of Europe. That place is Dalat, often called the City of Eternal Spring. And today, we're taking a deep dive into its many layers. You've given us a fantastic stack of sources, articles, some really in-depth research, and your own notes that honestly paint such a vivid picture of this captivating city. So our mission for this deep dive is to pull out the most intriguing facts, the cultural insights, the culinary delights from all that material, basically giving you a shortcut to truly understand what makes Dalat tick.
Indeed. And Dalat is really a city of fascinating contrasts, Layers upon layers. You've got its colonial past, its deep indigenous roots, and then its vibrant modern appeal. We'll be connecting the dots between its unique geography, its historical development, and its contemporary life, showing you not just what's there, but really why it's so significant, why it's so different.
Okay, so let's unpack this unique location then. Dalat definitely doesn't fit the typical image of a Vietnamese city, does it? It's famous for this cool climate, but
yeah,
how cool are we actually talking? Especially compared to the rest of the country.
Well, what's really striking here is its geography, its advantage. Dalat is the capital of Lam province, and it's the largest city in Vietnam's Central Highlands. It's perched way up high on the Lang Bien Plateau. We're talking 1,500 meters, so about 4,900 feet above sea level.
Wow, that high.
Exactly. And that elevation is absolutely key to its distinct weather. I mean, temperatures can range from a recorded low of minus 0.6 Celsius to a high of 31.5 C, but mostly, it's consistently cool to mild. That's why they call it the City of Eternal Spring. It's such a stark contrast to the heat in much of tropical Vietnam. And this shapes everything, lifestyle, farming, everything.
Right. And the name itself, Dalat, has a really cool story. Or rather, the sources you gave us show two different origins. One sounds almost like a secret code the French made up, and the other seems much more rooted in local history. Can you untangle that for us?
Yeah, this brings up a really interesting point about how history gets written, or sometimes rewritten. So one popular story, which is actually incorrect, attributes the name to a Latin acronym, Dat Aliis Laetitiam Aliis Temperium.
Meaning, give one person joy, give another person coolness. Sounds very grand.
It does. And the French colonial government actually used this on their official emblem. They created a backronym, essentially. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, the real indigenous heritage, the name Dalat actually comes from the language of the local ethnic group, the Lit people. Its original meaning is stream of the Lat, or drawing from the Ko language, Da means water, and Lat refers to an original tribe in the area.
Okay, so stream of the Lat. That feels much more authentic.
It's a testament to those layers of cultural influence, the indigenous roots beneath the colonial overlay.
So, okay, it was originally set up as this retreat from the heat for the French elite. Commissioned by Governor Dahmer, late 19th century, officially established 1916. That's a powerful origin story. What does all that mean for the city's vibe today? How does that colonial past still feel?
Oh, it's profound. That colonial history absolutely shaped Dalat. It was intentionally designed as a little Paris, the Petit Paris, envisioned as the sophisticated highland resort. Architects like Ernest Hebrard, Jacques Lagisquet, they crafted a city full of villas, schools, grand hotels, and what's fascinating is how that vision endures. Even today, it attracts millions of visitors every year. There's even been a noticeable surge in international tourists lately, especially from places like South Korea. They're all seeking that unique blend, climate, history, that Europeanish charm.
Right. Speaking of that French influence, the architecture sounds incredible. Your notes call it almost a museum of 20th century French architecture in Vietnam. What are some of the standout structures we should really know about, the ones that define the city?
You're absolutely right. Walking around, the streets are just lined with charming French villas, some imposing Gothic-style churches, and these really striking Art Deco designs. It creates this unique European feel, must-see locations. Definitely the Dalat Old train station. It's recognized as the oldest train station in Vietnam and Indochina, built by the French between 1932 and 1938, a real piece of history.
You can still use it.
Yes. Well, part of it, you can still ride a 7-kilometer section of the original 84-kilometer line. It takes you on this scenic little trip to Linh Pha Hoc Pagoda, a tangible link to that era.
That's amazing. And then there's the Dalat Teachers Training College. The sources made it sound like a global architectural marvel. What's the story there?
It really is special. The Dalat Teachers Training College, formerly Grand Lycée, was actually recognized by the International Union of Architects, one of the 1,000 unique works of the world in the 20th century. Yeah. Designed by French architect Montse, founded back in 1927, you'd recognize its distinctive brickwork and that curved bell tower immediately. And beyond that, you've got the elegant Dalat Palace Hotel that dates back to 1916, and several Baodai palaces like Palace 1 and Palace 3.
The summer homes for the last emperor, King Baodai.
Exactly, serve as his summer residences. So you see these different layers: colonial administration, education, luxury, royal retreats, all captured in the buildings.
But Dalat isn't just about French history, is it? The sources also mention some really unique, almost surreal modern architecture. A big contrast.
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets really interesting and shows Dalat's more contemporary, even quirky side. You simply cannot talk about Dalat's architecture without mentioning the Crazy House, or Hang Naga Villa, its official name.
Crazy House. Sounds intriguing.
It's a guest house, but famous for its completely unique, whimsical, surreal style. It blends modern art with nature. Think giant, winding tree trunks forming rooms, spiderweb windows, mushroom shapes. It's definitely a must-see, almost like stepping into a fairy tale or maybe a Dali painting. A total counterpoint to the formal colonial stuff. Shows a real vibrant experimental spirit. And alongside these, you find these really profound spiritual landmarks too, reflecting the region's diverse beliefs.
Okay, tell us about those spiritual sites. What role do they play?
Well, beyond the French influence, Dalat has this incredibly rich spiritual landscape. It's a core part of the local character. The Linh Phoc Pagoda, for instance, it's one of Vietnam's most famous. People call it the Pagoda of Porcelain because it's covered in these intricate mosaics made from bits of broken ceramics.
That sounds stunning.
It is. And it has this huge 37-meter bell tower, the tallest in Vietnam, with a bell weighing 8,500 kilos. Then there's the Truc Lam Zen Monastery. Much more serene, it's nestled on a hilltop near Truyen Lam Lake, a really peaceful place for meditation. And you also see the Chicken Church, or Dalat Cathedral.
Chicken Church.
Yeah, it's iconic for the metal rooster statue right on top of its bell tower. It's a vivid reminder of the city's colonial past, but also its ongoing spiritual life. A blend of influences again.
Okay, my stomach is rumbling just thinking about this next section. Dalat's food scene sounds like a real adventure. Unique flavors, different from other parts of Vietnam maybe. What are some of the absolute must-try dishes? The ones that really capture the essence of Dalat.
Right, and that cool climate, it perfectly complements the food. It lends itself to hearty, flavorful dishes. One of the most iconic street foods has to be Ban Trang Nguyen. People call it Vietnamese pizza.
Vietnamese pizza. Okay, tell me more.
It's basically grilled rice paper.
Right.
Crispy. And they load it up with stuff like eggs, butter, dried shrimp, green onions, then top it with mayonnaise and chili sauce. It's warm, savory, a bit crunchy, absolutely delicious, and you find it everywhere, super cheap, like $50. Perfect for the cool weather.
Sounds amazing. And for breakfast, I hear there's a special kind of banh mi.
Yes. For a comforting start, banh mi shumai. It's a pork meatball banh mi, but probably not like you're imagining. The meatballs are made from finely ground lean pork, really tender, but they're served in a savory, warm broth with fresh cilantro. You usually get a crusty baguette on the side for dipping into the broth and scooping up the meatballs.